Hi everyone, welcome back. Thank you all for being here this evening and welcome to our wind down yoga flow. Feel free to grab 2 blocks, a bolster or a pillow, maybe a blankie, and yeah, you can do this flow on your mat, and honestly you could do it in your bed too if that sounds like something appealing to you. So you could just head into Shavasana at the very end and head off into slumber. With that, let's go ahead and get started. You just want to love. Let's go ahead and get started in our extended child's pose. Open your knees wide and bring your big toes to touch. Send your hips back in space, and then maybe your furry friend comes and joins you. And we slowly begin to walk your hands out long in front of you and allow your head to rest on the earth. We come into our extended child's pose. Allow your belly to be heavy in between your thighs. Allow your head to be heavy. Echo's purring a lot and she's getting close to the microphone. I wonder if she picked it up at all, or if the microphone picked it up at all. And just slowly releasing any tension that you're still holding in your body here. What's the least amount of effort you can put into arriving here? You find a nice gentle rock of your forehead, side to side. Your arms can be long out in front of you or by the side of your body. Take a deep inhale into your center. Deep exhale. Exhale, can you stop? 2 more deep breaths into your center. One more deep inhale. And slowly begin to lift your forehead up. Walk your hands a little further out in front of you. Begin to walk your hands over towards the right side. Keep your hips heavy in space here as we find our wandering child's pose. You walk that left hand a little bit further, feeling the stretch in your side left body. Breathing deeply here. And slowly walk your hands back to center. Find a nice long neutral spine for a breath. Deep inhale. And exhale, walk your hands all the way over towards the left side. Hips stay glued and heavy by your heels. You walk that right hand a little further out and over, feeling that deep stretch in your right side body. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Echoes being rambunctious. Another deep inhale. And exhale, slowly walk your hands back to center. You need to walk your hands further forward as your hips begin to lift up. You can come into your forearms for our transition here as we go into puppy pose. Bring your knees to stack underneath your hips. Your hips are going to press up towards the earth. You can bring your blocks here underneath your forearms, and you can just stay here if that's enough. You can also put a block underneath your head for a little bit of support. Or continue to walk your hands forward in space. Slide your chest forward. Allow your forehead or your chin to rest on the mat. Get this nice deep shoulder opening. Allow the belly to be heavy here. And take it to the depth that serves you. This used to be a really challenging pose for me. I suffer a little bit from kyphosis, that arch of the upper back. The rounding of the upper back, and so this pose is really good to just counterbalance that. Another deep inhale in. Deep exhale, melt here. Slowly press into your forearms. You have the block, just set them off to the side as you send your hips forward in space. We come into the Sphinx pose for just a moment. It's kind of our transition pose here. Press into both palms. Lift your chest up. Squeeze your glutes to protect your lower back here. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Bring your left arm underneath your right arm. Thread the arm under. Then bend your right knee and lay your body back and down onto your mat. We come into our supine spinal twist. So press both shoulder blades into your mat here, and your right leg is bent. Right knee is going to lift off of the floor, and that's totally fine. Your arms can be out long to the side into a T or to a cactus position. I like to press my left hand into my right leg just to hold it in space. Deep inhale into your center as you find this gentle twist. Deep exhale. Continue to feel that opening in your shoulders and your chest. Allow your lower body to be heavy. Try not to engage the inner right thigh and allow it to just surrender to gravity. And just the same way that we got in, we're going to roll over back to the left side. Extend your right leg long. We're going to come back into that Sphinx pose. And then press up into that high cobra. Extend your legs along back behind you. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Kind of forgot to mention on the first side, but it helps a little bit to get into this next, the pose, the supine spinal twist. Bend your left leg out to the side. And then thread the right arm underneath your left arm. Roll over onto your back. Keep rolling until both shoulder blades press into the earth. And that left knee comes to a hover. We find our supine spinal twist on the other side. The arms can be in that cactus position or that T. Finding whatever works for you on this side. And allowing your body to arrive how it needs to moment to moment. Maybe your gaze goes over towards the left side. Notice where you're still holding tension in your body, where it doesn't need to be held right now. Slowly bring your gaze back up towards the ceiling. And then just send your left hip down towards the earth as we're going to lay on our back. I have all these little echo hairs all over my face. We're going to come into our Supta Baddha Konasana, our reclined butterfly pose. So bring your heels a little bit closer towards your pelvis. And then bring your feet to touch. Then allow your knees to open out wide to the side. You want, and this is a little too much for you, you can always bring maybe like pillows or your blocks underneath your knees right here, just to give it a little support, so you can really allow your knees to surrender to gravity. Your heels can be as close or as far away from your pelvic floor as you'd like. My heels always kind of start to like glide away from my pelvis, which is fine. Allow your hands to rest on your belly here. Take a deep inhale into your center. Deep exhale. Slowly bring your hands to the outside of your thighs and close your legs in like a book. Bring your knees together to touch. Go ahead and recruit that block if you have one. You don't have to, but we're going to bite our legs up the wall. If you have a wall, you can put your legs up the wall. If you're like me and you have something on your wall, you're just not near the wall, you can bring a block underneath your sit bone, so right at the base of your sacrum, the base of your lower back. You want to have it right so the pelvis slightly tilts up. And if this is enough for you, we can just chill here. But I invite you to extend one leg to the sky, and then extend the other. The perfect creak in my floor. And if you need to bring your legs back down and adjust where that block is, go ahead and do so. Creaky old floorboard. Allow the knees to come to a slight bend. Your arms can be out long to the side and a slight tilt in of your chest. Allow your eyes to come to a gentle close if they haven't been already. I love to do the yoga asanas with my eyes closed, whether it's a evening class, morning class. Just closing my eyes allows me to connect better to my mind and my body connection, and focusing more just on my practice and what it is that my intention is and what I'm trying to achieve. So I invite you to do the same. Feel the blood flowing from your feet, down your legs, and towards your heart. Maybe you can feel a slight little heartbeat at the tops of your feet. And slowly releasing. You don't need to be holding any tension right now. And slowly bend your knees, send your heels towards your thighs, and pause there for just a moment. Then slowly place one foot down and then the other. Press into your feet. Lift your hips up to remove that block if you had it. And lower your hips down. If you have a bolster or a pillow, go ahead and bring it and place it underneath your knees. So we find our final resting pose of class, Shavasana. Extend your legs long with either the support or no support underneath the knees. Your arms can be out by your side or gently resting on your hips. Take a deep breath into your center. Feel the rise of your belly underneath your hands, sipping in even more air at the very, very top. Sipping in even more. One last sip. And exhale. Fully release and surrender. And this is where I will leave you. If you're in bed, maybe you turn the lights off, or the lights are already off, and you drift into slumber. And if you still have a few things to do, you can slowly invite movement back into your body and slowly rise back up. But I invite you to stay in the Shavasana as long as time allows. Maybe maybe allowing this Shavasana to take you into your slumber for the evening. Thank you all so much. Good night.